You're
going backwards half for this.
Here we go.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. Business.
Would you rather tag team with Stephen Amell or face off against Stephen Amell? Which obviously now you've done a couple of times, but I'm talking in a ring.
Ooh, I'd tag team with Amell. Me and him, I could even see this right now. Me and him up against Daniels and Cody. Maybe a little SCU faction with Cody. Me and Amell, we can bring in, I don't know, maybe the Stinger. Who knows? That might be in line for next year.
Okay. Putting that out there into the universe. Let's see what happens.
Love it. All right. Our next one. Would you rather forget a line or have a wardrobe malfunction?
I would rather have a wardrobe malfunction for sure. I have forgotten lines on stage, and there are few places scarier than that giant white room that you go into when you forget a line on stage. I was doing a production of Around the World in 80 Days at a theater here next to Schmackery's in Hell's Kitchen, and I start the show with a newspaper in front of me, and all I remember this one night, I could not remember this line for the life of me. That place went silent. You start shivering. You start sweating. I'll take a wardrobe malfunction every day. I'll take it every day.
There you go.
I got to tell you, I haven't been an actor on a stage in probably almost 20 years. I still have the actor's nightmare sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. All the time.
And if anything, when you have a wardrobe malfunction, like, you know, something happens and you just like look at your actor, like your fellow actors on stage and you're like, do you see my jacket? My jacket. You're like, don't worry. And it kind of, and then you end up talking about like, you remember when Josh's jacket ripped? You're like, yeah.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Here's the next one. Okay. Would you rather live in the Red Dead Redemption universe or in the Grand Theft Auto universe?
Well, I have a funny fact. I live in both, actually. So,
right.
So the Red Dead universe, no, I'm good. That can stay in video game world for me. I'll leave Reyes there. After I did Red Dead, they had me back in the studio to voice like a bunch of random characters for the Grand Theft Auto that was coming out right after. So I can't remember if that was like 3 or 4. But I've never gone back and played it to see which characters I ended up being. But I'm like man number 4 at the trash can or whatever. But yeah, let's go Grand Theft Auto for sure.
Grand Theft Auto it is. All right.
All right. Our next one. Would you rather be in Arrow the musical or Sirens the musical?
That's great. Steve would kill me if I forced him to be in the Arrow the musical with me. So I think we'll go with Sirens the musical because I know that cast would just. Oh, I would love to see them singing and dancing. I would love to see them singing and dancing.
Amazing.
So, what would like the show-stopping musical finale of Sirens the musical be called?
What's your 11 o'clock number?
Oh my gosh! It would be called Hank. It would be called. I'm just trying to think of something for Kevin Daniels because if you guys know Kevin Daniels, I just want him in the 11 o'clock number. I want him to be our showstopper, and his name was Hank. My son's name is Hank. So I was going to be like, Hank the Tank is the 11 o'clock number, you know? It's just Kevin coming center stage, you know, as Hank, and all of us behind him razzling and dazzling. Or it'd be something with Teresa. It'd be like Teresa's boys, Jessica McNamee. Speaking of, my girl Jess, who plays T on that, she's about to be Sonya Blade in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah.
Speaking about fight choreography, I've been seeing some of her training videos. She's about to be a bad ass.
That's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome.
Heck yeah.
Also, I would happily watch the Sirens musical.
Yeah.
Especially Hank the Tank 11 o'clock number. That sounds brilliant.
There was I was joking at a con one time. My favorite fan theory was that Billy, that Hector, who I played on the Electric Company, became a cop. Billy got tired of everyone calling him dumb and making fun of him. And somewhere in that world, the Green Arrow killed his father. So he goes to become a lawyer turns into Adrian Chase.
Aha.
That's just, it doesn't work. That's not how I see it. In my head, it made perfect sense. Because then Adrian Chase turns into the grifter Hector, who becomes RuPaul's boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it all coincides. You know?
It's the Joshiverse.
You know, I think that's what it is. It's Earth 5. It's Earth 7. Yeah, that's what it is.
Wow. Okay.
Big
Here's the next one. Oh, okay. Would you rather be a member of the NWO or a member of DX?
NWO. I was an NWO kid all day. I was an NWO kid all day. I was a Razor Ramon kid. Razor still is probably my favorite wrestler. I don't know if I have a favorite wrestler. I have many favorite wrestlers, but it's the Razor, you know? So those are the guys. I mean, my favorite shirt I have is the Bash at the Beach that Hogan turned heel. That is a prized possession. Yes, so I'm an NWO guy. I was a Wolfpack guy, the whole iteration. The Monday Night Wars were super important to me, of course. You know, I mean, yeah, for sure.
NWO?
For sure.
You got
Absolutely.
it.
I mean, some of my favorite content, if not my favorite stuff on the network, was all the Monday Night Wars documentary stuff, you know?
Oh, definitely.
The Something to Wrestles, you know, the Monday night one that Pritchard and Conrad do. It's my favorite one. There's just something about that time. I think for all of us, it's so nostalgic. It's such an important time. And, you know, it's just, you know, the best. There's all those guys, man. All those guys on that screen.
Right? I know.
I got the first wrestler I ever saw in person was Billy Gunn at a Sports Authority. I was probably like 13. I was probably like 13 or so, and I was there with my boy Patrick, and he still makes fun of me to this day because we were in the checkout line, and I was buying Gatorade gum and something else that you buy at Sports Authority.
Hell yeah.
And in walks Billy Gunn. He was with his son. Of course, now, and even then I knew, but now I know that he was there in a rush to get his son something for a game because they were going to like a baseball game or something. But as a wrestling fan, I didn't know that. So he walks in, and I'm paying for something, and I just see go, oh my God, that's badass Billy Gunn. Oh my God, that's badass Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn. And I just start saying his name at the Sports Authority, and he like looks over, and my buddy's like, dude, just go say hi. I walked off, so he was very sweet, signed my thing, and walked off.
Aww.
I just thought like random people screaming out your name, badass Billy Gunn, at the Sports Authority.
Well, it's probably better that was his like name then, and you weren't like Mr. Ass over here.
Exactly.
Mr. Ass.
Exactly.
One of my favorite theme songs. I'm an ass man. Like,
oh, it's the best. It's the
how do we
best.
get away with these things? I don't know. Boom, boom. All right. Anyway, next one.
Okay. All right, next one. Would you rather, have the ability to shapeshift or be immortal?
I think we're going shapeshift. I don't know. The immortal, that sounds intimidating. To be living forever the way the world is going, yo, I don't know. I don't even know if we're going to be here in 10 years, let alone, you know, being immortal. No, it's such a cool picture seeing the Hulk shirt, you know, just ripping it off. How many shirts did you guys try to rip off as kids? You know, like a gajillion. I tried to rip off, and then you realize that he had like the little slit. You're like, dude, you have to tell us that, Hogan. You didn't.
No, he's that strong.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, I took all the vitamins. I said my prayers,
Exactly.
but
You said the prayers.
I
You
don't know.
took the vitamins.
I have to say, so you were talking about meeting Billy Gunn. So I met Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart at an airport while I was with Mick Foley. And so, of course, they noticed Mick Foley. And they're like, hey, can you come with us? Can you come with us? And I'm like, where are we going? And they bring us over to like this closed section of the airport where there's Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Page and everyone's like all around and they're like trying to shout. And then they bring us in and I met Hulk Hogan and I was like, what is what is going like this? It was the craziest moment because like they really are larger than life, especially him.
100%.
Like he's
100%. And being from Orlando, where I grew up, we know now that every wrestler lives in Florida. pretty much. But it's
Yeah,
funny
right.
because as a kid, it was like legend that all the wrestlers lived in Orlando or Tampa. You know? So as a kid from Orlando, I always thought I was going to see Hulk Hogan. I really did. Everywhere we went, if we went to Costco, I thought I was going to see Hulk Hogan. If we went to Walmart, Target, I thought I was going to see Hulk Hogan. I've only seen him once in my life. It was at a Nickelodeon Splat taping, and I saw him from remember that? Yeah. It was. I saw him from 50 yards away because he was the guest that day, and I flipped out from 50 yards away. I'm not very good at meeting wrestlers. It's the truth. I have too many things I want to ask them. So I just either go silent or I start just hurling questions and don't establish to them, one, that I'm an artist. So I promise I understand what you're saying because I go right into the fandom, you know? It's just, for me, it's all fandom, you know? I don't know how I do if I met the Hulkster today. I really don't. I don't know how I do.
Well, next time that we have a wrestler back on here, Josh, you should join us, and then you could be one of our, special guests and co-host. Because I would love to hear what you have to ask, you know?
Who is that third? Why did you guys have that third guy on there asking me all those questions? You know? I'm like, no, that was Josh. And you're like, no, who's that random? He just peppered me with questions the whole time. Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Maybe one. Oh no, a couple more. Okay. Would you rather sing a duet with Dolly Parton or lip sync for your life for RuPaul? And don't fuck it up.
I'm going lip sync for your life.
Shantae, you say.
I'd be too nervous. I'd be too nervous that I'd mess up the duet with Dolly because she's a legend. So I'm gonna go with the lip sync. And I'm going to give it my all, and I'm going to hope I don't get sashayed away. But I feel like I would maybe do a Gloria Estefan number.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Something. It'd be something like that. It'd be like either J-Lo or Gloria. I feel like that's what I would rock to. You know?
Hell yes. Hell yeah. Well, I know that they were doing the spin-off RuPaul shows where they were bringing in actors and actresses to, go and drag and compete. Josh, next season, Ru, if you're watching, longtime watcher, if you're watching RuPaul, Josh Segarra next season.
Next.
Please.
I was so mad we didn't get a second season of AJ because I knew that we were going to do that. I knew that I was going to get to do drag in the second season. I was going to get to do something. Like you got to meet Hector at a different point in his life or when he was getting to form the... Oh, so bummed, you know. But I'll get to do drag one day. I'm very excited about it. I'll get to do my Tu Wong Fu. I can't wait.
Oh my God, Tu Wong Fu would be Okay. So that would be a great role for you. Let's bring Tu Wong Fu.
I would love the
to Broadway. Let's bring it.
I would love it.
Happily.
I would love it.
Happily.
I would love it.
Happily.
All right. I think we have one more. Okay.
All right.
Ooh.
Danica?
Oh, would you rather receive a stunner from Stone Cold or be on the receiving end of a Scorpion Deathlock?
I'm going stunner. And I'll tell you why.
Oh.
The beer after.
Scorpion Deathlock. Exactly. So I could be the Rock. The Deathlock and the Sharpshooter actually hurt. How many times have you been putting them and how many times have you delivered them? They are actually painful, right? Like if you flex into that thing, you're hurting your boy, you're hurting your homie, or your back is breaking. The stunner, I want to take a stunner because I would love to sell for Stone Cold. I'd love to sell that stunner, you know? Nobody sold the stunner like Rocky did. He'd take his big jump out of the screen, you know, and I just loved it, man. I loved it. I saw a clip the other day on WrestleBotch, I think it was. I think he posted, I love WrestleBotch, such a great thread. He posted, I think it was Rocky I think Rocky told the story about him taking the stunner the first time, selling it like crazy, was to make Stone Cold laugh. So he was doing them to make him laugh at house shows. And then it stuck because it was the most ridiculous sell ever where he's doing backflips and shit, you know? I love it, man. I love it.
Oh, man.
Great.